the Department of Homeland Security put out a new bulletin on some new North Korean malware, and we'll let you know how to find out if you have it in your network.
So John, you're bringing us a story about a tunneling tool from North Korea?
That's right. So Department of Homeland Security released a bulletin recently, and this is kind of more awareness for people, give them some just heads up that this might be something that you want to look out for. Okay. But they released a report. It's not bad. It goes into some explanation of this tunneling tool that is called ELECTRICFISH, that the North Koreans, or they believe it to be related to the North Korean actor set, have been utilizing. And I took a look at it. It's kind of like an advanced version of Netcat in a way. It allows you to kind of set up a tunnel between two endpoints. And the interesting part about it is that it also has features where it will allow you to set up a proxy in between. They're aware that this is probably going to be used in places where the only way out to the internet is through a proxy. So that's kind of, to me, interesting. It's a custom protocol, and there is a very specific signature to it. So if anybody has access to emerging threats, actually emerging threats, their free set of signatures does have a signature for this now. So I would say if you use Snort or if you use Suricata, you should be able to apply that signature if you use that in your network defense setup.
So when you mentioned that you took a look at it, what are the things that you're looking at, I guess, particularly?
So I tried running it because I wanted to see what the protocol actually looks like when it's, so I took two machines and set it up and tried to run it between the two. I believe, they don't really go into details in this report about it, that the sample they talk about in this article is the client side. I think there is a server side, because I tried running the client side on both sides, or whatever, the one sample does not connect to each other. They won't connect. But if you run the client and just have some kind of Netcat listener on your destination, you can see that initial preamble packet that they look for, which is very long and unique. So that's like what is in the Snort signature. Some of the other interesting things I think I saw about it is that if the connection closes, the executable shuts down, so it doesn't have any persistence in the way it behaves. This is kind of probably just a tool that they use to, in an ad hoc way, tunnel data back out to whatever they need to, like for exfiltration purposes and whatnot, as opposed to a C2 thing.
So if someone is using this tool within your company and something gets triggered, then they're not just trying to get stuff out, they are in doing something else. So you want to figure out, okay, why is this in my traffic at all?
Definitely an interesting thing to keep an eye on, and I just want to let people be aware that this report is out there. It's been getting a lot of press anyway, but I thought people should be aware that there are signatures out there for it if you use Snort, so you might want to take a look and deploy those.
Cool.
John, real quick, when you fired up the client, were you able to find out like a destination? Is there a certain port? Is there anything like that you can go into detail about, or is it just wouldn't fire up because it was only the client side?
No, so it's actually the way this tool works. It's not like a piece of malware that calls home. So you run it and you pass in parameters of where you want it to connect to. You know what I mean? Kind of like you would with a Netcat tool or something else. So when you execute it, you pass like a -S for your source IP with your source port, a -D with your destination IP and the destination port. And then you could pass in additional parameters for like a proxy server port and IP address, as well as a proxy user and password. If you need to, pass it through a proxy. So it's a command line tool that an actor would use. It's not like a automated piece of malware or anything like that.
Gotcha. It's got no logic. It's just a tool.
Right. It's a tool in their arsenal that they would use. That would be a telltale sign that you have an issue.
Someone was in there.
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully a lot of people aren't going to see this really in the wild or in their networks at all. But it's probably good for everybody just to make sure that they have a signature deployed for this to detect it and set it up to alert.